folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about Blackball markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated. Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Blackball Markets.
Good day, good day. How's everybody doing? I'm just kind of getting set up. I kind of got a late start this morning, so bear with me while I kind of get back up to speed here on what might be going on. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you where you're from, what you're trading today, if you're trading today. And yeah, it's kind of a cool way for me to get to see who's watching. And I'll get into the charts here momentarily. Looks like a FOMC day. It's got some red impact, high impact news drivers today, so that will be something to keep an eye on. Something that could be an impact on how I trade today. Took a couple trades yesterday that could have actually gotten a one to one on each of them, but that really wasn't my goal, and I should have because it was pretty choppy. So that happens. Nigeria, welcome. Cali, watching US 30. Ethiopia, welcome. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. I'm from the Northwest United States. West Coast with Delani. Bam. There we go. All right, daily charts are up right now. I'm just kind of evaluating what this day looks like. Hey, Frankie, thanks for being here. You'd have to check with Blue Guardian. I believe the challenge that I'm on does allow for that. But there's different restrictions on all their different accounts, as far as I know. All right, so I'm just going to start looking at. I typically have all these areas drawn out, but I redo them every day. Helps me kind of practice seeing the different areas of structure rather than just relying on what I did yesterday. So I'm just going to go through for a moment and highlight levels that I'm looking at. If you have any questions on what I'm doing, feel free to ask those. Any questions at all are actually great. I appreciate questions, so no worries there. In the boxes that pop up, I know it's hard to see. I'm just writing down what they are. You can see the little text pops up there, so that when later, if I'm on a smaller time frame, It doesn't show. There we go. If I'm on a smaller time frame, it will show me what I wrote, so I don't have to zoom back out to different time frames. So here we are, daily chart. This day for me looks bullish up to the fair value gap with order block. Then fair. So fair value gap with order block is this upper rectangle with the red arrow in it. That's what I would be looking for as an upwards target. And then see a correction or a pullback some sort. And I don't think it would be in this day today that we see pull back into gap. But nonetheless, there it is. Let me check my, okay, so weekly over the course of the week, I think we are going to end up bearish on the NASDAQ. It's just me. I'm still learning how to pick bias, but that's my framework. So for me to see a touch up here and then some sort of reversal would be ideal, because then it would allow me to play the bigger weekly picture. All right. All right. Wait, I didn't choose a daily bias on this one. It's just looking the same as the NASDAQ. Goal to and bar. You know what? I'm thinking of putting some music on this morning here. I know it's repetitive and not everyone loves it, but that's how I'm feeling. I'll turn it down just so it's something for me to listen to. All right, here's a question for folks in Nigeria and Ethiopia, Africa continent. What is the warm beverage of choice? Mine is coffee. I really enjoy coffee. Do you have coffee or tea or hot cocoa? What is it? I don't understand. Man, I'm dragging this morning. Like that disappears when I zoom in. There we go. What was that? Just pointing out a couple levels that were maybe being played off of here in the midst of this run. So this gives me a short-term bullish sentiment. Let me flip them back and forth a little bit here, just trying to see what I'm looking at. Get that one out of there. Use the 5. Wow. Let me see. Gonna run out of time here doing analysis, and there we go. That's the one I want. That 2-minute or 3-minute chart looks most like what I'd like to see. There we go. So that's a 3-minute fair value gap with order block at the bottom. And I'll be patient to watch and see if that one wants to come down far enough. Yesterday I didn't do very good being patient. Yesterday was much more just kind of waited too long and started seeing. I mean, I was looking at a specific idea for a trade. However, it just didn't show up. So that's reaching pretty far into this area here. So no, I'm happy to take a long trade if it gives me a bullish engulfing bar. That's my criteria after it comes into a certain area that I've decided upon, which is using liquidity up here above this guy, and the fair value gap on the 3. Or you could even now, it did come into the 1-minute fair value gap just a little bit. The reason I like this liquidity, it is one high. This is one intermediate term high on the 1-minute chart, but then right above it didn't quite make it above that hourly level. I think it's even a 4-hourly level. Yeah, 4-hourly, maybe even daily high. Let's see. Yeah, that was the daily high there. So anyways, it's got a little bit of potential up there for drawing the price up there. Maleficent are those grid on the daily time frame quarterly shift. I'm not sure that I understand. So like the only thing I think of with grid is this one here. So, Maleficent Bronte. Is this what you're talking about? And if so, this is just the different markets that I watch. I have 3 different Forex pairs and then the 2 indexes here on the right. So you can let me know if that answers a question, because I'm mainly watching short time frames. Okay, I just entered long there. 2 greens in a row there. One of them closed it just above previous red. It's not like a beautiful, perfect engulfing setup, but I like it well enough. So this little red line down here calculates where, based on my risk, where to put my stop. It adds in spread, so it gives me a little bit more space based on the level I chose. My level was just below the 3-minute order block. First target there. And I would still like to see it touch into that higher time frame area up there. So there is a long trade on the NASDAQ. See how it goes. See how it goes. My risk is still pretty low. It's 1/5%. So I'm really trying to think preservation of capital in this challenge. So I had 2-3 weeks of drawdown for a while a few weeks ago, and so I was feeling pretty discouraged, but I was also lowering my risk each week that I was not coming out on top. So I was able to preserve and protect capital there. This week has been a few losing trades so far, so I really have to practice. What do I want to call it? Not trying to. It's not quite revenge trading, but it's like, is it trading based on what happened previously? Because I want to undo the losers more than I want to find a good trade. So that's dangerous. And so I have to be really careful to not just trade based on trying to make back a losing trade from earlier, the day before, or whatever. So that's kind of tricky. Okay, while this is playing out, I'm gonna need to finish looking at the Forex pairs that I watch here. So UCAD is the first one up today. Mhm. Don't forget, you can ask any questions that you'd like about what I'm working on here. Shoot them out there in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. I'm not any sort of professional. So I've been trading for over 3 years, trying to get to a place where I can be profitable. So if that's any makes you feel good about yourself, or makes you feel hopefully that you're not alone, that would be more my ideal. It's pretty easy to feel alone while trading. And so just knowing that I haven't given up yet, I haven't made it yet, I haven't made it into that Lamborghinis and all that. No, I'm joking. I don't want a Lamborghini. I want to be able to buy good quality food for my family. That's kind of where I'm shooting for. I do work. I have a normal job, run a nonprofit with my wife as well, and this is a side gig aside from all that. So looking for more of a income addition, income supplement. So do not care for Lamborghinis or any of that. Let's see how this guy's doing. Oh, it already stopped out. Bummer. You can see it dropped into there right there. So what am I seeing here? I'm getting back in actually, guys. Just got back in long there, almost the same spot, but now with what I would call a low, that another low that I can rely on, maybe a little bit better for a stop. Something I've been practicing is not along with not basing my trades off of what happened previously, but also being okay, like seeing things afresh. And this one was based on taking out this spot that I had picked out, but then engulfing right away, kind of putting pressure up back to the bullish side. So so yeah, that's added in one more time, or not added in, but got back in, we'll call it. So back to Forex. Back to Forex. I'm waiting for US JPY to get up to this top. Just doesn't want to get there. I missed it. Good enough. Let's see. We look big raid. Let's see. What are we doing today here, JPY? This to me looks bullish. Ready to reach after raiding that low back there, ready to take out liquidity up here and potentially reach for that long-term high that I pointed out just a minute ago. Dun, 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 dun. Get distracted by the music. Short-term high, there we go. Man, I'm kind of wonky today. Kind of consolidating on the 1 hour. See, it's just kind of playing in this range here. I'm gonna highlight these relative equal highs on the 15. Could be an area to reach for. This one didn't quite make it. Looks like it could want to just maybe a pullback first. I just don't know what that looks like. I don't trust these levels here for anything, so I'm just going to be watching this one. Probably not trading anything there. Don't really like it. It's quiet today. All right, Euro USD, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna leave this guy too bullish. 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 All right, let's see. Short-term high. All right, I'm gonna have to just be done. I think this is not reading very well this morning. 2 stop outs on this guy. Kind of reset my focus. And wait for a little bit more price action here. So back to my full view. Oh, let me look at this. Let me finish looking here. So what I would need to watch for here to consider this long again, might be thinking I'm crazy. Um, what I would want to see is an explosive move up that leaves a new gap that I can trade in, even if it's within the 1 minute. That's fine on this one. So there's a short-term high here, short-term high, short-term high. It would be really great to see a bullish move that takes out those short-term highs with a gap somewhere back in the middle of it that can pull back into and trade there. So that's what I'm watching for. May not happen. I may just be way off on this one for today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Not feeling very convicted of my ideas here. And that may be because I was wrong twice in a row. So there's a move up in a gap here, but that's not enough of a convincing move for me to trade it long again. I need to see a better explosive move. Right now, it just broke this little kind of mini short-term high down in there, so I'll be waiting a little longer on re-entering there. You can see better there. So then if this short-term low, I guess, which if this becomes an intermediate term high, if that breaks with the gap, that will be more convincing to me. See. Also have the news drop. Everything is updated. News drop is coming in 5-6 minutes. Something to keep in mind. Probably just stay out until after that. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired today. It's I'm not sure why. Oh well. So on the CAD here, if it gives me a setup I am looking for, which is my return, it's returning the gap now. If it wants to drop in an engulfing bar, bearish style this time, then I'll look for short on that one. Although, let me see. Yeah, there's targets down there. So that's what this UCAD is looking like for me. Does anyone in here actually on purpose trade news events? Just guessing on the the direction of the outcome, going in and going with the news. What do you think? No. Good answer. It's hard for me when I see like my setup happening, as for instance right now, right before news is supposed to come. It makes me want to do it anyway, and I'm trying to decide right now because this is like a really ideal setup. But the news has me scared. So I'll be just watching. But this would be my entry right here on this USD CAD for sure. I'll put a little tag in there. That's where I would have entered right there. So we'll see what happens. Stop would have been, let's see, stop would have been just up here. Oops, not on there. Let's call it like that. Let's see, Q long, Dashiki, just a sec here. Okay, so I was looking at the attempt at old high up here. This there's an hourly, actually a 4-hourly as well, high that the that this run didn't quite make it to. It did grab this one, which is nearby, but to me it looks like leaving liquidity up there still. I use the 3-minute chart to get this gap right in here that comes right from an order block, which I like when there's a combo right there. I enter on a return to that area with an engulfing bar. So I had my first entry here and second try here, and just didn't go. So I'm just done there. I also, along with the liquidity I have, there's a spot up here, this daily order block that I was looking in fair value gap for return to as well. So first target would have been up here and second would have been nearby there. Hopefully that makes sense a little bit. See how my hypothetical CAD trade would be doing. Still be in it, not out yet. Nothing like wildly explosive though here happening. Put in some hypothetical targets here. Would have been here for first target. And not there, hang on. Down here. Let's see if equal those. Second target. Come back and check on that too later. Kind of boring. All last week was boring too, which I suppose I need to be okay with. It's one of the things I'm reckoning with right now. Is I like to trade I like to be in trades, and I have to be okay not being in trades. So it's tricky. It's a tricky combination. Dude, I'm yawning like crazy. I'm going to be departing here shortly. If there's any questions, anything you have, curiosities about, Dashiki, I appreciate your question. I always like having to speak out loud the things that I think. I think it's a really helpful tool as a trader, and just really life skill. I tend to be a cerebral type thinker person, really pretty typically alone in my thoughts. So I like questions that force me to change that up. Speaking out loud, it helps me to see maybe another perspective, or just confirm that I was thinking about it the way that I want it to be. Where were you? You were shorting while I was in long. Is that what you mean? Were you able to get in short up near the top here, or where did you see your short at? I'm curious. What level? Okay. Yeah, that's a cool entry. I'm definitely not there yet. I'm not able to see or trust those type of trades at this point. I know I've seen the logic behind them, and can't commit. So then, Dashiki, overall, would you say that you're bearish on the day in order to see it in that light? Because I think that's part of what makes me hesitate is my I still feel really fresh in terms of seeing bias for on the daily level, and I don't very consistently get it right. So you have to be pretty confident in your daily bias in order to get to me to get in a trade like that. That's what it seems like. So. And so because I was thinking that today looks bullish in Q, I saw I saw that the Nasdaq is strong rather than the S&P is weak. So that's something I got to learn for sure. Chart down fast. That's cool. I appreciate your thoughts there, Dashiki. All right, with everything moving here pretty slow, I think I'm going to be heading out for today. Hope you guys have a good rest of the session. And next week I'll be here. I like answering questions, like I said, so tune in next Wednesday. I do have, I don't do live, but I do post my journal, my kind of video journal thoughts on entries and exits and stuff. If you want to check that out, my channel is shown up there on the screen. Feel free to leave comments there. And yeah, that's pretty it. It's a rough, it's not a, please don't think you're gonna go and get produced into awesome videos. It's just screen recordings with my thoughts. So if you like that sort of thing, then you can go over there and subscribe and watch my thoughts as they happen. And yeah. And yeah, that's all for me for today. Farewell. See you, Dashiki.